Let's dive right into the 2025 Kia K5, what it brings to the midsize sedan segment, its design, performance, technology, safety, pros and cons, and where it fits in today's market. When you first look at the 2025 Kia K5, you'll notice it still carries that sleek, fastback-like silhouette that gives the K5 a sporty presence in the midsize sedan class. There's a sense of purpose in its design. Low roofline, broad stance, crisp character lines and a refined front fascia. Inside, it feels modern, tech-rich and driver-oriented. But beyond the styling there's a lot to unpack. New engines, advanced safety, updated interior features, so let's go through it step by step. Starting with powertrains and performance, the 2025 K5 introduces a few important changes. The base engine in this model year is now a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter inline-4 that produces around 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. This replaces earlier base engine turbo options in prior years. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic and front-wheel drive is standard. All-wheel drive is available on certain trims. If you go for the sportier GT trim, you'll find a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that kicks out about 290 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. This version pairs with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic, paddle shifters, sport-tuned suspension, larger wheels and a more aggressive tune. The GT hits 0 to 60 mph in roughly 5.2 seconds in some tests. In terms of fuel economy, the base 2.5L engine yields figures such as 25 city, 36 highway mpg, depending on trim, and a combined of about 29 mpg for the non-turbo versions. For the GT with the turbo engine, the combined economy drops to around 27 mpg, 23 city, 33 highway. One caveat: if you go with AWD you'll see some change. For example, 24 city, 33 highway, approximately 27 combined for the GT line AWD. Behind the wheel, what does it feel like? The standard engine delivers adequate power for everyday tasks, commuting, highway cruising, family duties, and couples nicely with the refined chassis. The K5 handles confidently owing to its well-tuned suspension and broad stance. The GT version obviously steps up the performance envelope considerably. That said, when independent testing was done, the FWD base engine version registered a 0 to 60 mph time around 7.6 seconds, while the AWD version for the same engine took about 8.3 seconds. So yes, it performs respectably but doesn't quite match dedicated sports sedans in raw performance unless you go for the GT. One interesting note: while the performance has improved in some respects, certain test results show that the AWD variant with the base engine is slower than its predecessor, something to keep in mind. So if you're chasing pure acceleration numbers, the GT is where to go. If your goal is everyday usability with a sporty flavor, the base versions still deliver a strong value. Turning to design and interior, Kia has done a commendable job with the 2025 K5. On the outside, the styling remains sharp: LED headlights, distinctive grille, available large wheel options, and a fastback roofline making it more coupe-like than many of its midsize sedan peers. On the inside, expect an ambient, tech-forward cabin. Many trims feature a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, multiple USB-C ports front and rear, and optional premium audio systems in higher trims. Materials feel above average for the class. Soft touch surfaces, optional leather or synthetic leather, and a driver-centric layout. The seating supports are good for front occupants. Rear seating is decent for a midsize sedan, though some rivals may offer slightly more room. Cargo space is respectable. The K5 offers around 15.6 cubic feet of trunk space. That's typical for the class. While not cavernous, it's practical. The total dimensions: length about 193.1 in, width about 73.2 in, height 56.9 in. So overall the K5 balances sporty styling with everyday usability. From a technology and connectivity standpoint, the 2025 K5 offers strong features. Standard across many trims is the 12.3-inch touchscreen plus digital cluster, in higher trims plus smartphone integration. Wireless charging, multiple USB-C ports front and back, Bluetooth streaming, voice commands, and built-in Wi-Fi in some cases. The optional premium Bose audio system, 12-speaker, is available in higher trims. These offerings push the K5 into a more premium feel than some of its budget midsize rivals. Moving on to safety and driver assistance, Kia has equipped the 2025 K5 with a strong set of advanced driver assistance systems ADAS under its DriveWise umbrella. Standard features include forward collision avoidance assist with pedestrian, cyclist detection and junction turning, blind spot collision avoidance assist, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, lane keeping assist, lane following assist, driver attention warning, and adaptive cruise control with stop and go. Higher trims add features like surround view monitor, parking collision avoidance assist, and more advanced radar lidar setups. Overall, the K5 delivers good value in terms of safety features for the money. Now let's talk trim levels and pricing. Starting MSRP in the US, for reference, is around $27,190 for the LXS 2.5L base engine, according to one spec sheet. The GT line starts around $28,190 and the GT comes in at around $33,290. Of course, prices vary by region, options, taxes, duties and local specs. Here in Saudi Arabia, Middle East, the local currency, import taxes, etc. will change the cost. But relative to rivals, the K5 offers very strong value. In terms of who it's for, the 2025 Kia K5 is a compelling choice for buyers who want a midsize sedan that punches above in style, tech and drive quality, without necessarily stepping into luxury brand pricing. It appeals to those who like sporty styling but still need daily usability, commuting, family use, highway cruising, maybe the occasional spirited drive. If you pick the GT version, you get near sports sedan performance without going full premium. On the flip side, if your priority is maximum cabin or rear seat space, or ultra-luxury feel, you might find better in some premium offerings, though at higher cost. Let's go through the strengths one by one. 1. Style. The K5 stands out among midsize sedans with its aerodynamic fastback design, aggressive front fascia and modern touches. 2. Technology. The large screens, modern connectivity, premium optional audio, and multiple USB-C ports make it modern and up-to-date. 3. Safety. Robust driver assistance features come as standard across many trims, which is a plus. 4. Performance options. The base engine is competent, and the GT offers genuine performance credentials at a price that is very competitive. 5. Value. Considering its features, design and performance, the K5 offers a strong value proposition versus many competitors. Now, the weaknesses or areas to consider. 1. Rear seat space. While adequate, rear legroom and middle seat comfort may not match some full-size sedans or premium competitors. If your priority is max comfort for rear passengers, this might be a modest compromise. 2. The AWD base version has slower acceleration than the FWD base version and some competitors. 3. While styling is aggressive, if you favor ultra-conservative design, you might prefer something more traditional. 4. In markets outside the US, availability of all trims or options might be different. Import cost, taxes will affect price. 5. Service, parts availability and resale. Value in your region, Saudi Arabia, Eastern Province, may require checking local Kia dealer infrastructure. Let's also talk competition. In the midsize sedan segment, you'll face rivals such as the Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, Hyundai Sonata, and even premium-oriented like the Mazda 6 in some markets. What sets the K5 apart is its styling edge, option-rich technology, and the GT Performance version, which gives it a kind of sport sedan flavor without going full performance car territory. In contrast, some competitors may emphasize luxury or comfort, or hybrid efficiency, Camry, Accord, rather than sporty drive. So the K5 differentiates by striking a balance of style plus tech plus performance. Speaking of hybrid, note that while some competitors heavily push hybrid or electrified variants, the 2025 K5 in the US is presented primarily with gasoline engines, as covered above. Depending on your region, local variants, hybrid versions may exist, but for the US spec described here, the focus is gas-powered. This is something to check in your local Saudi Arabia market, whether hybrid, electric variants are offered, and how incentives, taxes apply. Another important discussion point: ownership and maintenance. Kia's warranty is strong in many markets, e.g., for the US, 5 years, 60,000 miles basic warranty is listed. Check what local Kia Saudi Arabia warranty is, confirm service network, parts cost and resale value. A stylish sedan is only as good as the after-sales support and long-term cost. Additionally, I want to mention a couple of recent recall or caution notes relevant globally, may affect local import duty. The parent brand Kia has issued recalls for certain model years of the K5 and other models tied to trim, adhesive, chassis components that may detach. While recall details may vary by market, it's always wise to verify your local region's recall history and whether any remedial work has been done. This does not necessarily reflect major mechanical faults, but rather components like decorative trims, still worth checking before buying. Let's put together a driving scenario to illustrate. Imagine you live in Dammam, commuting to work, maybe weekend trips across Eastern Province, sometimes driving on highway at 140 to 160 km per hour, other times city traffic, plus small family behind you. The K5's base 2.5L engine gives you smooth highway passing power, decent fuel economy and comfortable ride. The tech means you stay connected, passengers in back have USB-C ports for devices, and safety features keep you confident. On a weekend when you want a more spirited drive, say up toward Al Assa or along the coast, you could pick a GT trim and enjoy sharper handling, stronger acceleration and sportier feel. For your region, check local climate, heat, dust and make sure cooling systems, air conditioning, durability are up to local demands. Kia's global reputation is solid, but local service matters. Next, let's talk ownership cost and resale prospects. Generally, mid-size sedans are losing share to SUVs globally, which means resales may be more challenging than years past. However, a stylish, desirable sedan like the K5 with strong features may buck that trend somewhat. Fuel economy is decent, service and parts availability for Kia are generally strong. Insurance and registration in Saudi Arabia will depend on local tariffs. Maintenance should be typical for a gas 4CYL engine, and in the GT variant you'll have a more performance-oriented setup which may cost a little more for tires, brakes, wear. If you plan to keep the car for many years, consider whether the advanced tech and features will remain competitive. They probably will for 5 to 7 years. Let's summarize why the 2025 K5 could be a great buy in 2025. You get a sedan that looks sporty and modern. You get tech features that compete with higher-tier brands. You have a strong suite of safety and driver assist features. You have performance options, especially the GT, if you want a bit of fun. You may pay less in real cost than comparable premium sedans while getting many of their features. And why you might skip it if you prioritize maximum interior space, rear seat comfort above sportiness. If you prefer a hybrid EV drivetrain, assuming that is available in your region, and top fuel efficiency rather than performance. If you are concerned about resale value in a shifting market where sedans might be less in demand than SUVs. If local service and parts network for Kia in your region is weak, worth checking. Finally, a few buying tips for the Saudi Middle East market. Check exactly which trims are offered locally. Sometimes the GT or AWD versions may not be available in your market or may come with different specs. Confirm local warranty and service network. Number of authorized Kia service centers in Dammam, Eastern Province, parts availability, cost of consumables, tires, brakes, filters in your currency. Check local climate adaptation. Middle East demands strong air conditioning, cooling systems, and dust heat durability. Ask for real-world reviews from local owners. If import duty, taxes apply or if there is localization cost, factor that into your total cost of ownership. Inspect the vehicle thoroughly. Check that all tech is active and functional, screens, wireless charging ports, USB-C, driver assist sensors. If you are buying used or nearly new, check recall history and whether any remedial work was done, as noted above regarding trim, adhesive issues. Consider which trim makes sense. If you don't need the full GT performance, a well-equipped GT Line or X may give the best balance of cost versus features. Take a test drive that includes both city and highway conditions. Pay attention to comfort, noise especially at higher speeds, ride over bumps and how the tech integrates, e.g., screen responsiveness, audio quality, connectivity. Check resale value in your region. Talk to local dealers, Check used car listings for prior K5 generations in Saudi Arabia to see how they hold value. In conclusion, the 2025 Kia K5 is a very compelling midsize sedan option in the marketplace. It combines modern styling, high-tech, solid performance especially in the GT version, and strong safety features, all at a value that undercuts many premium sedans. If you're looking for a car that stands out visually, offers driver enjoyment and is practical for daily use, the K5 deserves serious consideration. Just make sure to align the trim, features and local servicing to your region's realities. That wraps up our in-depth look at the 2025 Kia K5. Thanks for watching this edition on Auto Motor.